Hi, it's Duncan, and
What are you doing today, Dunc?
I'm chopping broccoli and processing it so it's smaller chunks. Because we chop up the broccoli and then soak it in warm, salty water to try and get the cabbage worms out.
And then,
Blanch it,
yep, and then,
freeze it in the freezer.
it's a good place to freeze things.
I found it works much better than the refrigerator.
What do you think?
But anyway, then after it's done being freezed in the freezer, we take it, put it in the vacuum sealer bags, and vacuum seal it, and then it's ready to be put away for a much longer period. Back in the freezer again. Yeah. Sometimes the broccoli heads have cabbage worms in them, which are not the best eating, although they are edible. So even if you miss a few, it's not that big a thing. But some people frown upon eating cabbage worms. Hint, I'm one of them.
Strangely enough. So what did you tell me you wanted to buy this morning, Dunc?
I wanted to buy a basic chisel set, like something where I could carve out an image out of rock. Because we have a whole bunch, well, not a whole bunch, but 2 big rocks over there in the yard far out near the Badlands. And I was thinking I wanted to carve an image on one of them, so if someone was wandering around the yard, and came across those rocks, they would look and they would go, oh, there's an image carved on the rock. Because it would just be leaving a little imprint of who was here previously, and it would turn walking around the yard out there less into, oh look, another yard, and more into it's an adventure because you don't know what's on every rock. There could be hidden little pictures and different plants and other cool things that catch your attention. Because too much nowadays, the computer has a way of sucking you in and making you want to spend more time on it. And the computer games especially, they kind of feed the desire to create something that lasts because it fuels your creativity because you're building. But the problem is with the computer games, you put all that work in and then they just delete it all. And someone goes, oops, I pushed a button. Or they do it unintentionally just because they're clearing room for the next thing. Or just, even if you don't delete it, so it's on your computer somewhere, and then later your computer gets updated and it just gets lost in transition somehow. Regardless, no one else gets to see it. But putting something outside, fun.
Oh, gotta stop for a minute. Dunc, you're back.
Spammers on the phone. Anyway, but as I was saying, with the computer stuff, it fuels your need to build something, but nothing actually lasts, which is part of the meaning and what makes it truly special when you build something new. And not that everyone has to go outside and chisel a rock to leave something behind for other people to find, but it's just building a home or planting a tree, making a garden, just doing something that will last and not just erode away in a little bit of time. I remember there was these random smooth rocks and a whole bunch of just randomly perfectly round smooth rocks. Not around here, but I remember my mom pulling it up.
Down in Central America. There's some over in Europe too.
And who made those rocks? There's just rocks randomly, perfectly round, smooth boulders, like up to this big or even bigger and smaller. They're just lying around all over the place. And they shouldn't have had the technology to be able to make that. They technically didn't have it, yet they're there and somebody made them, and it's a mystery. So there's that certain somebody created that just for someone else to look at, or maybe some other reason, who knows. maybe woo-woo energy work or something. But that's a different conversation. But somebody made those, and nowadays we're coming across them and trying to figure out why they were there. It's a puzzle, a journey that you can look at even now. And everyone wants to leave an imprint on the world. I suppose that's the meaning of life. I asked my mom, what is the meaning of life? And then she said 42 at first, but later she further commented, the meaning of life is to give meaning to life. Like, your goal is to make your world a better one, so when the next person comes along, it's a nice world, and then they are supposed to add more to it and make it even better, and just keep making it a beautiful place. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching.